स्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतारवरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः। Life of renunciation. Actually, there should not be any difference between spiritual life and life of renunciation. Almost both mean the same. They are obverse and reverse of the same coin. We are seeing from different angles. When we give importance to spirituality and attainments, achievements in spiritual world, then we say spiritual life. And when we give importance to the world that is falling off from us, or we are leaving behind and pushing ourselves forward, like snake leaving the slough and going away, emerging from the slough, snake, like that. When we see the slough that is falling off, we call it renunciation. The emergence, advancement when we see, we call spiritual life. Both mean the same. Whether you say the slough has gone away or you say the snake has emerged, it means the same. Which side you are giving importance? Renunciation is with respect to the world, with respect to the spirit and spiritual attainment. It is spiritual life. That's all. In different ways of telling the same truth. So, and any time, in any person's existence, the spirit of renunciation may come spontaneously. There is no age limit. A small young boy may feel, I must live and go away. I must live with God. I must live a spiritual life. I must live a life of seclusion. At later age it may come. We don't know when it comes. Buddha, Mahavir and all, they were very young, full of strength, energy, youth, all possessions. They got. Ramana Maharshi at the school days, he got inner awakening. These are inner aspirations leading to enlightenment. When Ramana Maharshi, because of the studies difference in problems, he fails or something, or he doesn't study some grammar or something, then he gets nice scoldings, and suddenly there is what am I doing? Where is this? And he says, I started running away from the home. There is inner awakening. Inner awakening is there. Oh, I have a purpose in my life to achieve. What am I holding on to here? And then he says, when I ran from the house, I was like a speck in delusion. Mahapralaya. In Mahapralaya, a small dust particle, how it would be tossing and going away. Like that I was. I don't know where I am going, why I am going, what is happening. Nothing. I ran from the house, miles together. So that is inner awakening. There is no age limit. There is no Buddha, Mahavir and all we see. And in most, they are all youngsters. Nachiketa, Prahlada, Dhruva, they were small lads. They get full vairagya and they are ready to part from the world. Similarly, we see in most of the people's life, nature bringing such circumstances that they have to leave and go. Whatever they possess, they are deprived of. Nature deprives of and makes them, because they are internally ready and externally not able to leave. Not that they don't want to leave, there is no idea of leaving also. They don't have any idea of leaving, but internally they are matured enough. The spirit is spiritual. What we have to see is the spiritual weightage of a person. What is his spiritual status? Physical status, social status, and all are different from the spiritual status. Nature sees this spiritual status. And the spiritual status is such that he should not live there in the world, in family affairs. And then, if he doesn't leave, it will be taken away. One by one. Nature, how she does wonders. She will make a person deprived of everything and helpless in the street. He is standing overnight to such condition. He will stand naked. Even clothes will be taken away by nature. So that's what we see in most of the people's cases. The internal developments, it is not internal aspirational as in Buddha. In Buddha, Mahavir and all, internal aspiration, right understanding of things and aspiring for things, they live and go. Here, most of the people in the world, we see circumstances are so made that he has to. Then also there is resistance. Why did God take away all things of mine? When it is taken away, after a long time, the right understanding comes. Oh, God has done the right thing for me. That with touch of the divine, that understanding, oh, all that happens in one's life is for good. I was weeping that day when I lost my business, when I lost my money, when I lost my wife, my child, and all that. He'll be helpless, but later on he sees that was the way, only way. Nature, there is no injustice in nature. So nature does these things in some people's life and bring to the proper line of spiritual world. There are some people where divine will is working. Now, if you see Ramakrishna's life, Bhairavi Brahmani appears. She says, oh my child, I was searching for you years together, moving about here and there. I was asked to initiate 3 people in my life. Divine Mother, after her realization of God, she has been ordered by the Divine Mother to initiate 3 people. 2 she finds, 3rd one she doesn't find, she is moving about. She finally gets Sri Ramakrishna there in Dakshineshwar. The other 2, Giri and those 2. So, that is what? Divine will making them renounce and come away. Then there are some people who enlightened souls by their will. When Totapuri Maharaj comes, he just comes to take alms in Dakshineshwar. He will be moving about. Never he stays a night maximum. Beyond that is 2 nights, 3 nights. Then he cannot stay. From his young days after leaving his ashrama in Punjab, he never stayed anywhere more than 3 days. Usually one night. So here we see him staying for a long period. Then he comes and he comes for taking alms in the temple. Looks at Sri Ramakrishna and says, क्या साधन भजन करोगे? You look like a competent person for getting the supreme knowledge, the ultimate knowledge. Then he says, I have to ask my mother. Sri Ramakrishna runs to the temple to ask mother. But you see, the will enlightened people, Buddha's life, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's life and all, Shankaracharya's life, it is not the disciples' will with which they come. It is the master's look. When Brahmachari was there in Mutt, he was as a college-going boy, he goes to Belur Mutt and stays there in guest house. He was college boy, second year graduation also. No, pre-university, second pre-university, 12th standard. He goes to Belur Mutt and President Maharaj, Vinayakanandaji Maharaj, used to go every day to all temples for people here and there going, moving about. They all will stand and watch. With folded hands, they will stand in Belur Mutt when President Maharaj is going. So when he went to Holy Mother's temple, this boy was standing with all others. Some people will be there. President Maharaj made pranam and came, just looked at him. He melted there. 12th standard scholar. He says, he looked at me as if to say, renounce and come away. He came and went off. He said, Dattu Maharaj was one of my volunteer group. He went for temple opening ceremony at Kaladi. From there, he straight away went to Belur Mutt and joined. There he saw, as if some unknown power is from a person, as if he's, this boy can renounce. That wish of an enlightened soul makes many renounce. Many householders, they renounce and live in the house with family but total renunciation, internal renunciation. There are two aspects of renunciation. One is external, one is internal. The householders internalize. These must have, the sannyasis will internalize and have the external also. Externals are code of conduct, regulations, so many niyamas and all this external. Internal, when the renunciation is the internal aspect of renunciation is contemplation and attitude. With what attitude you live. Anything you see, what is your attitude? What will I? What if? So much money will come. What if? You'll get so much of enjoyments. What if? Tadakim. So this is the attitude with which he looks at the world. And when he looks at the divine, he looks with great interest and a drag. Where, when? Question mark. Where will I meet? When will I meet? So this is the internalized attitude. There is silence. A person is moving about in silence, but internal attitude towards the divine and towards the world are, this is the renunciation. Renunciation, internalized attitude. And inner disciplines, timely. Whenever gets few minutes of time, go and sit and call on God. Think, meditate. So this is the internal and external aspects of the. So anybody, God or nature or some divine force or an enlightened person's will or his own internal aspiration or his maturity in the world, in samsara, maturity may make him renounce. And it will have internal and external aspects. When we see the Vedic periods, Vedic religion as it is, in Vedic, this one, there are 3 variations. In Vedas itself, there are Karma Kanda, Upasana Kanda, and Jnana Kanda. 3 divisions: Karma Kanda, Upasana Kanda, and Jnana Kanda. Karma Kanda is where the youngsters, they have come into the world, they have grown up with full of aspiration. I want this, I want that, I want this. So many desires are persisting. They want to be somebody in this. They want to become a sage. They want to become this. They want to become that. I know this. One want to take metallurgy. Another want to do Ayurvedic. Another astronomy, astrology. So so many sections in learning. 64 vidyas. So each one has his aspirations. This, I must settle down like this. I must have 100 disciples. I must have 10 children. All these are the ambitions, a life of ambition. That is Karma Kanda. In Karma Kanda, what is taught to the person is perfection in activity and humility. Humility, most important part. Be humble, be humble. Humility. Karma Kanda days, early life is see that ego doesn't rise by anything. Have anything you want, strive for anything, use all your energy, skills, but see that ego doesn't come. And have perfection at every level. Now, one yajna he has to do, Putreshti yajna, he want to have a nice child who can win over the world, bring credit to his father, or become a sage. So that he wants to do the Putreshti. Then the altar preparation, the various ingredients, what all is required, is absolute perfection, absolute perfection, absolute perfection. When our Sadan came as a small boy, everything what he had to do, I was teaching him only perfection and observation everywhere, receptivity, and measurements. Just by looking at a line, I can say it's vertical or not, whether it is or not. I used to ask him to see. Now he is he can do any work, anywhere, just because of the perfection. And even if nobody is there, he will never go shortcuts and all. Avoid work and with same perfection, with same dedication. So in puja, I can use this flower instead of that, this article instead of that. No alternative. What is told there in the scriptures, do it. It may be difficult, go and bring it. Have that, give pains, but see that perfection. The dedication and perfection is aimed at. It is not what you do. You can have alternative, but at this stage of your life, you need perfection. Then this perfection, he becomes ready for higher way of. Now what was he collecting so many items for the worship? There it's worship, physical worship, external worship, homa, puja, this, that and all. Devotional worship we call. And yajna, yaga, this, that. Then from there, as he crosses the early youth and enters into middle age, at the age of 30, 40s, the Upasana Kanda comes into picture. The Karma Kanda is over. Now you are high grading up now. Here external worship is given up. All things, he has to prepare for the Vanaprastha, coming old age. So all things are internalized. This internalization is the first step of renunciation. The worship is slowly is asked to do the same worship with the same way mentally. Now, from actual physical activity externally, now there is mindfulness. There is mindfulness. He is very cautious that nothing should go wrong. Mindfulness. Here, contemplation. From mindfulness, higher training is given now of contemplation. He can think deeply, bringing the whole mind into a focus. There, it is not focused. It is lighting external things and absorbing. Here, it is in Upasana Kanda, everything is focused. And the limitation is put for the mind to go round and round in a particular, the nature of the mind is to go vertically outside. Now it is brought and given a tangential force to revolve within a. This is contemplation. Here the process of concentration also is trained. Do all mentally. See the form of God, or whatever way you want to contemplate on God. Do the same external worship which you are doing. Now mentally, all items see as they are. A flower, hibiscus flower, the color, you take a champa flower, its smell you must be able to feel. Everything is done mentally. So, this is called Upasana Kanda. That is Karma Kanda. From Karma Kanda, he comes to the Upasana Kanda. In Upasana Kanda, he is trained a higher way of, he is collected now. He is as if he has been compressed, brought within a framework. He has been brought into framework. Now, from here, the Jnana Kanda, 3 Kandas, Karma Kanda, Upasana Kanda, and Jnana Kanda. From here, he goes to the Jnana Kanda. When he goes to the Jnana Kanda, it is pure self-knowledge, Atma Jnana. All these days, you are thinking of bringing the external things, then mentally you are visualizing the whole thing, and from gross manifestation, you are coming to the principles. Now from principles, you are entering into realities. From principles are manifestation of the reality. Rhythm. Now you are going to the Satyam. From the gross manifestation, you go to the laws governing it. Prakriti, Rhythm. Jagat, Rhythm, the laws governing it. From laws governing it, you go to the Satyam. Actually, what has become the laws? Who made these laws? Where did this law come? Where does this universe appear? So, we are in Jnana Kanda, we go from Rhythm to Satyam. Satyancha Nritancha. Satyam Avadita. So, this Satya is Jnana Kanda. Here, meditation comes into picture. From mindfulness, you come to contemplation. From contemplation and concentration, you enter into meditation. Meditation is inward journey total inward journey. The external, I am visualizing myself being separate mentally. There I was actually physical in physical. Here, physical is brought to mental state and I am doing Manasa Puja. There actual Bahir Puja. Here Manasa Puja. There mindfulness. Here contemplation. From there I enter into meditation. Meditation is inward journey. Inward, turning inward and diving within. Sinking within. There it is. From Rhythm to Satyam. From Jagat, manifestation of the physical world, to the laws governing. From Karma Kanda to Upasana Kanda. I am thinking of the principles, how I life, what is life. I am experiencing physical life. I am trying to see what made the life possible, why life, what is the end, where is the beginning. All these principles are from there. Wow. The source and the culmination. From where did I come? Where am I to go back? Source and culmination. Where it began, where it's going to end. Where my life began, when it began. Millions and millions of years back, some life came into existence. Now it's going back to the source. The coming and going back to the source is Satyam. That is Jnana Kanda. So we see how the renunciation is total involvement in the world. What am I renouncing there? I am cultivating humility, dedication. I am cultivating there in the first stage. First stage, the renunciation is unseen. It looks like involvement, but everything is regularized. I am becoming disciplined. Indisciplined life of animal. As things come, attend and go. No. Here, disciplined life. From there, I am coming to a state, a higher state. Their renunciation is my putting into a restricted structure. Now I am directed. Some force is directing me. Be like this, be like this. And I am moving towards my existence there. Here I am renouncing, here I am renouncing all external things. I am cultivating dispassion and detachment. There I am holding, leaving the bad, I am holding to good. From good, I am coming to the dispassion and detachment at Upasana Kanda. In Upasana Kanda, detachment from external things. Everything is internalized there. Devata is internalized, and the Devata was outside here as Murti. I was doing. Now Murti is inside. The offerings are inside. Mental God, mental worship. Physical God, physical worship. Here spiritual God and spiritual worship. Chaitanya is worshipping Chaitanya. For a dream God, you will offer dream fruit. You cannot take fruit from here, nor you cannot bring the dream fruit and eat here. Yesterday I had a dream, I got one nice mango, I did not give to anybody. After getting up, I went to somewhere, sat below a tree and I ate. You cannot do. That state of existence, that. You cannot take an apple from here and give a dream to dream God. So Chaitanya God, when God manifests in reality, in actual meditation when you go, it is getting transformed to a higher level of understanding. So we see in meditation, the Chaitanya, whole thing is Chinmaya. In Savikalpa Samadhi and all, it is Chaitanya manifesting, taking the form, and you are becoming possessing a love body and interfere. Love is manifestation of Atman. There the form of God is manifestation of the Brahman. Atman alone can meet the Brahman. Body cannot meet, mind cannot meet, senses cannot meet. So there we see. And so here from the here detachment, what is renunciation there? Renunciation is indisciplined life is renounced. All bad things are renounced. You are holding on to good things and disciplines and things like that. This is the renunciation there. Going to school itself is renunciation. And here, in Upasana Kanda of your Vedic religion, Upasana Kanda, detachment, and dispassion. Because you are internalizing the whole process of your life. Whole life is an internal life now, no external life. External life is only eating and sleeping. Remaining is internal life. Then their spiritual existence. You are moving towards from mental, from the gross to the subtle, subtle to the causal and beyond. Chaitanya. Your existence is going to meet the absolute existence. Microcosm is merging in the macrocosm to experience the absolute. Be very clear. In Jnana Kanda, neither the world comes into picture nor your disciplines and all come into picture. Your existence alone. You are turning inward and started your journey. You are living one by one layers of your bodily existence. Annamaya gone, Pranamaya gone, Manomaya gone. You are diving within and moving towards your own core of your existence. That is Jnana Kanda. There the renunciation is the renunciation of your bodily existence. It begins with Manobuddhi Ahankara Chittaninam. That is the renunciation there. Here, dispassion towards the world and detachment in Upasana Kanda. What I am telling is how the renunciation is maturing into higher and higher levels of existence. Renunciation is not limited. It grows. Renunciation grows from, not physically grows like mango tree, but it grows from gross to the subtle, subtle to the causal and beyond. Renunciation. At every stage of development, there is renunciation. You are climbing step. Every step that you go, you have to leave behind the previous step. You cannot carry the steps, each step. Like in forest we had tree house. After climbing the tree, entering into tree house, animals should not follow me, you see. Monkeys will immediately climb the steps. So I roll, I take up the steps. It will be rope with rungs. So I'll fold and keep inside and close the door. Nobody can come up again. From below they have to shout, bear and tiger. Leopard can come. So like that, I cannot take the steps. I leave the step behind and go to the next step. This leaving behind is in renunciation. So what I am telling is, at every level, there is evolutionary process of the jiva from the gross bodily level to the chaitanic level, pure Chaitanya. When he is going, what is leaving behind is renunciation. And every step, renunciation is essential. So this is how we move. And there is, at every stage, the ananda, freedom, expansion, and the joy and light goes on increasing. I am holding on to some small things of the family or people telling something. I am fighting with these things and living a lowly life. He told like that, she told like that. In that he is living that life. What is? It's a life at all. Then he took my pencil. He tore my book. Like nursery school children. We are doing it at little higher level. She told me donkey, he told me dog. So this kind of life. And then we have to grow from that. Each level we are ever evolving. How we are evolving, we are giving this bondage and suffering, little expansion, higher freedom, freedom of the soul. Small things if you leave, bigger things are holding, no doubt. But there is freedom, there is light. It was in darkness you are holding on to small things and expressing the ego. Now there is light, higher and higher light. This light is spiritual light guiding. There the worldly light was guiding. I want to achieve so many things in the world. I want to become a professor. I want to become say I must have certificates. How many in school days? How many certificates we used to collect and put in the file? The day I joined, I took that file and put in the fire, in the kitchen, Vidyarthi Mandiram kitchen. So that it has no value at all. I carry it. So there is the light of the world was guiding. I must be somebody in the world. I must be great. What greatness? What this one? So this is worldly light guiding the life. Now spiritual light guides the life. Spiritual light is different. It moves you towards freedom, expansion. You are free. Your joy is there. Bondage and suffering. Release, mukta. More and more freedom. More and more bondage. Towards down. Towards up. More and more freedom. More joy. And more light. There more darkness. You are moving towards a darkness, bondage, suffering. Here. You are released from the bodily existence to spiritual existence. There you are made bodily existence and slowly to animal body. Pashu bhava. From Daiva bhava to Manava bhava to Pashu bhava. Bow bow meow meow. You will expand towards the divine. Do you understand? So this is the path of renunciation. What is the path of renunciation? Is towards it actually in the path you go, fix the goal and start moving. The things that fall off is renunciation. They go on falling off. You see the rocket going to moon or spacecraft going. After some time, tadak, one part will fall off. It has finished its part to work. And the inner part will be continuing moving. After another layer of passing, another part will be falling off. The purpose is over, it falls off. In nature, what all you possess, what all nature has given you, everything is inbuilt. To reach back home, what is needed for you is already put in your bodily existence. With that, you have to utilize them, bring them out, utilize them. Buddhi is there, senses are there, mind is there. They are all misused. Now you properly use them to move towards the divine. So this evolutionary process, involutionary process, in the evolutionary process, all things are released. Just like the cloth falls off, body falls off. Like that, renunciation is natural falling off. We cannot force it. You cannot tear it away. Manobuddhi ahankara, you cannot tear it away. If you can, maximum thing I can tear is my clothes. And that's all. Body awareness, Deha Bhava, how can you tear it away? You have to evolve. It falls off. Slowly, how it falls off is, you will not know whether you are man or woman. You are just weeping and weeping, weeping, give me purity, this, that, and all, making a lot of prayers. Suddenly you see, slowly the body awareness is going away. The divine awareness is dawning in you. Slowly you start forgetting like a child. You start forgetting whether I am a man or a woman. You start forgetting. Then you'll understand, oh, what a beautiful thing, the great freedom from within. The bodily awareness goes off means, what a freedom, unimaginable. So this expansion, this evolutionary process, evolution is the most important part. And what is required for that evolution, it is kept within you. All wisdom, jnana, to taste and see and renounce it. Oh, this is this, enough, this is this, enough, this is this, enough. That viveka is there, it has to be awakened. Wisdom is there, it must be awakened. Wisdom is awakened from knowledge and experience. Viveka is awakened through the life of the saints, from the sayings of scriptures, from some source, guru, words. These will make you viveka. They will be telling again and again, pointing out. Bhagavad Gita, if you read, how many times he will show dukkha doshanu darshanam. When anything comes, see the both sides. Otherwise you will be holding on to certain things which is going to catch you back. So viveka comes from scriptures and sayings of the saints and their life and their experiences. Because you will not have time in life to pass through the experience and get. But here, this side of the life, experiences are sufficient for wisdom to dawn. Wisdom is little different from viveka. Viveka is discrimination. Wisdom is how you manage things, how you avoid, how you will not hurt anybody and live in a community. These are wisdoms. How you utilize a thing. Suffering comes. How you utilize. Suffering should not come to me, I use viveka. I should not fall in bondage, I will use viveka. Bondage is coming, has come. How to overgrow from the bondage, I use wisdom. The wisdom and discrimination. Discrimination is where you avoid complications and emerge out in wisdom, how you manage things which is unavoidable. Unavoidable, inevitable things has to be faced. So how smoothly you can take the things. So it is an art, it's a science. How beautifully you can live in a community where everything is adverse. like the tongue, 32 teeth on all sides, waiting to bite. It feeds all the teeth and takes the taste itself. The teeth go on biting. It doesn't get caught. How, like the tongue, you have to live in the world, not caught by anybody. If you catch it, if teeth bite your teeth and tongue and eat away, what will remain there? So it will be feeding tongue everywhere and taking the taste, putting it inside also, but not caught by anything. So this is wisdom. This is wisdom. Niranjanam nityamanantarupam bhaktanukampa dhritavikraham vai Ishavasaram parameshamidhyam tam Ramakrishnam shirasa namamaha.